Welcome to Walker Bay. This is the Venture 16. The Venture 16 is the world's first 16-foot luxury sport tender. It is designed for yacht owners and operators who are looking for a tender that will do more than just get people from ship to shore. Walker Bay's mission is to build the world's best outboard console tenders. The Venture 16 is 16 feet long, 7.5 feet wide, is rated for up to 100 horsepower motor and 10 passengers. The wet weight of the boat as you see it here comes in around 1,500 pounds. This version is fully loaded with a 100 horsepower motor, 28 gallons of gas, a battery, a freshwater shower system with 8 gallons of water, accessories like the rod holders, ski pole and ladder, and electronics like a 12-inch chart plotter, stereo, and handheld VHF radio. For any yacht, the tender is the easiest way of getting around, but for many, they use it for much more. We have found that cruisers, sport fishing and explorer yachts would benefit from their tender being capable of performing a number of activities. The way the tender performs can have a big influence on people's overall experience on the water. Cruisers enjoy exploring, fishing, diving and snorkeling, towing sports like skiing, wakeboarding, or tubing, or just relaxing and being in the fresh air. The Venture 16 is unlike any other tender because of how we have integrated so many features into such a stylish and comfortable design. I'm going to show you some of the features so you can see how much more you can do with the Venture. The Venture 16 was created to be a yacht tender, and the features in its design make it the best yacht tender in its size. The Venture 16 is great for carrying guests. There are 5 comfortable seats, and thanks to the extra wide captain's seat and optional filler cushion, you can seat up to 7 people. With seating on the tubes, you can comfortably accommodate up to 10 people. The Venture 16 is designed to be extremely comfortable to drive, is stable at high speeds, and has a smooth, dry ride. The Venture 16 is extremely easy to board because it's stable and has boarding steps integrated into the deck. There are boarding steps in the bow, port and starboard sides, and the stern. Easy boarding and a dry ride can make a big difference for the guests on your tender. The Venture 16 is designed with multiple lifting points to accommodate different lifting configurations. You have the standard lifting points in the bow and the stern. You also have lifting points in the rear seat and on the sides of the deck to be able to get the pick point as low as possible. This means when you lift the boat, the bridle does not have to be as long, so it's easier to clear handrails and other obstacles on deck. While the Venture 16 is designed to be a tender, you'll notice the features that make it such a great tender also make it an extremely versatile, compact runabout. The carrying capacity, horsepower, and fuel capacity are large for a boat this size. It's fun to drive, and it'll get you around quickly even if the water is bumpy. There is so much you can do in the Venture 16 thanks to all the features designed into it for tow sports, exploring, fishing, diving, cocktail cruising, and carrying people in comfort. One of the main reasons people spend time on a yacht is for the experience of exploring and enjoying quality time with people they care about. Exploring is an important function of a tender, and there are a lot of features in the Venture 16 that make it great for exploring. The first is the ability to comfortably drive standing. You really want to have the option of driving standing if it gets rough. The Venture 16 has a flip-up bolster, a deep recess for your heels, hydraulic tilt steering, a top-mounted throttle, and a tall console. These are all essential for a comfortable driving standing position. Another benefit of being able to drive standing is you get a better view of what is around and under the boat. Let's say you're exploring in a small bay and you want to get up close to shore. You really want to be able to see if there are rocks or obstacles close to the surface. You can see those types of things much easier if you're standing than if you're sitting. There's also a flip-up bolster on the passenger side, and that gives the passenger different seating options and frees up deck space. Staying dry is very important for passenger comfort. The Venture 16 has an extremely dry ride because it has a deep modified V in the bow, extra large lifting strakes, and extra lift in the bow. The deep V in the bow also gives the boat a smoother ride when it gets rough. Another important feature for exploring is fuel capacity, and the Venture 16 has a 28-gallon fuel tank located in the bow beneath the deck, and that gives you excellent range. Navigation is also important, and the console of the Venture 16 will fit up to a 12-inch chart plotter flush mounted into the dash, still leaving room for extra gauges and a stereo. You can also fit two 9-inch screens or chart plotters in the dash side by side. The large dash makes it easier to keep an eye on your charts and instruments when you're sitting in a relaxed, comfortable position while driving. Another important feature for exploring is all the storage space in the Venture 16. You want to be able to stow your gear so it's safe, dry, and out of the way, but you also want it easily accessible. In the Venture 16, there's a large bow locker for your anchor. The mid-seat has an extra large storage compartment and an insulated cooler in front of the console. The battery is tucked up under the console, which keeps it out of the way, but also keeps the weight of the battery forward, and that helps with planing performance. There is also an extra large storage compartment in the rear. The reason why the Venture 16 has so much storage space is the fuel tank and the optional tank for the freshwater shower are custom built to fit in the hull below the deck. This means they don't take up valuable storage space under the console or in the rear compartment. If you plan on spending the day exploring in your tender, it's very important that you and your passengers are comfortable. The Venture 16 has more room to stretch your legs out than any 16-foot tender, and that's thanks to the extra deep recessed footwell under the console. For sport fishing yachts, the serious fishing is usually done from the yacht. However, there are places the tender can get you that the yacht can't. So in the Venture 16, there's the option of 4 stainless steel rod holders flush mounted behind the driver's seat. You can configure the Venture 16 for more open deck space for casting with the optional pedestal console base and the 2 flip-up bolsters that come standard on the V16. Another activity the tender should be equipped for is diving or snorkeling. When diving, the first thing you need is space for all of the gear. Thanks to all the storage space in the Venture 16 and the optional pedestal console base, you should have more than enough deck space for all of your gear. You will want anchoring to be easy, and the Venture 16 has a bow seat with a gas spring, so pulling the anchor out is easy. There is a pop-up cleat that is easy to access, and the red and green bow lights are located on the sides of the bow step to keep them clear of the anchor line. To make reboarding easy, there's a telescoping ladder integrated into one of the swim steps on the transom. This means you don't have to mess with attaching a ladder to the tube or having to climb into the boat with a rope ladder. The optional freshwater shower system is great if you plan on diving because you can rinse all the salt water off you and your gear before getting back in the boat. Towing sports like wakeboarding or skiing are great exercise and lots of fun. And tubing can keep everybody laughing all day long, especially if there are kids involved. For towing, the 100 horsepower capacity gives you plenty of power, and there's the option of a heavy-duty, retractable ski pole integrated into the rear deck. The boarding ladder and shower also come in handy with water sports. Always remember to turn the motor off when someone is near or approaching the stern of the boat. The bow seat is important for towing because you want a comfortable place for the spotter to sit. The bow seat is large, and the cushion on the backrest makes it a comfortable place for the spotter to sit facing the person being towed. Planing performance is also important when towing. The hull is designed to plane easily, and thanks to the custom fuel and water tanks being located forward and beneath the deck, the boat planes easily even when pulling an adult skier. I have a removable board rack that fits in the rod holders to keep my surfboard secure and out of the way when not in use. The Venture 16 is designed to make the most of relaxing and enjoying a cocktail cruise. All the seating locations are comfortable and roomy with thick cushions. You can recline on the rear seat, on the bow seat, and leaning up against the console. The optional filler cushion for the bow gives extra seating and is great for relaxing with your legs up. The large console dash has room for the stereo controls to be installed where they are easy to access, and there is room for speakers to be mounted outside the storage compartments. There is an insulated cooler in front of the console, and the Venture 16 comes standard with 6 conveniently located stainless steel cup holders. You'll also find that the cup holders come in use a lot during the other activities because they are a convenient place to put sunglasses, sunscreen, cell phones, and other small things when not in use. The styling of the Venture 16 is unique among 16-foot yacht tenders. All of the features and ergonomics are integrated into the design so that they enhance the overall styling. The tube and cushion accents on the Venture 16 are available in ocean blue, military gray, and black carbon. With all the options and accessories available, the Venture 16 can be customized to work for you. There are two console base options. The 5-seat console base like this, which gives the boat seating for 5 to 7 and has extra storage space. Or you can choose the open pedestal console base, which frees up deck space and makes it easier for walking around. Both console bases come with a built-in cooler and 3 stainless steel beverage holders. There's an optional filler cushion for more bow seating and reclining. You can choose to add the 4 flush-mounted stainless steel rod holders, telescoping ski pole, and 8-gallon freshwater shower system. The large console gives you room for different chart plotter and display options to be flush-mounted into the dash. There's also a convenient location for a handheld VHF. You can add EVA to the boarding steps and deck, and we also offer a sunbrella boat cover and bimini top. The Venture 16 is built with the best materials available from the most reputable suppliers. Quality materials and components will reduce the amount of time the tender needs to stay clean and operate reliably. The Venture 16 will help you and everyone who spends time in this tender get the best out of their cruising experience. For more information on Walker Bay and the Venture 16, or to find the dealer nearest you, go to walkerbay.com.